And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called SHO BU. This is an abstract strategy game, which is really obvious when you look at the cover. It shows black and white stones, kind of giving you almost a Go vibe, although this game has really nothing to do with Go. It's from Smirk and Laughter Games, which is a division of Smirk and Dagger, which is not backstabbing. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Beautifully challenging, it says here. And on the back, it's a beautifully crafted abstract strategy game for 2 players. There's a few rules in the back. I mean, really, that's the whole game, which I like. I like abstract strategy games that have only a few rules. But is it a good game? Let's find out. Each player is going to have 4 pieces on all 4 of the boards. So a player's going to have 2 boards in front of them with the rope in between. That's just to show another rope doesn't mean anything. But these are the 2 boards that I can make my passive moves on, and then a player can make their active moves on every board. What does that mean? It means on your turn, you take one of your pieces and you can move it up to 2 spaces in a straight direction. So I could move this piece, for example, 1, 2 forward. That's my passive move. I then can make an active move with another piece doing the exact same thing, and it has to be on a different color board. So I did it on a light board, I can do it on a dark board. I can move this one, or I could move this one here. So then maybe my opponent will move this one like this, diagonally 1. Then they move this one, because it's on the dark board, diagonally 1 this direction. You can push another person's piece. You cannot push a piece. You can't push 2 pieces, so the black one couldn't push both of these, and you can't push your own markers. You're just trying to push your opponent's markers off the board. So for example, maybe this is my next move, to move this one forward 2, then I move this forward 2 and knock one of these pieces off the board there. Now they know that, so they want to move this one diagonally backwards, but they don't have a piece here that lets them move diagonally backwards. This one they can't move, can't move, can't move, can't move. So maybe they will move this one forward 1 so that in the future they can move one diagonally backwards. And then for their active move, they move this one here. Now your passive move can't move an opponent's piece. Only your active move can. So maybe, for example, I'll do this one here on my turn. 1, 2. 1, 2, knocking that piece off. And now there's a piece knocked off this board. So now again, the black player might want to knock this one off like this, but they can't because that would be the passive move. However, they can move this one here and then knock it off like that. And that's it. You're going to keep going till one player has knocked off all 4 pieces off any of the 4 boards. You do that, you win. The game is meant to look like a weathered classic, you know, like, hey, I put a rope in the middle and these pieces here, they're not all the same shape, and look at the boards, like Cracker Barrel style almost. I have to say I kind of lean a little bit towards the nice polished abstract games with beautiful pieces, but this works too. It definitely looks like, hey, this game came out in the 1800s and we're reprinting it. That's not the case, but that's definitely how the game works. And it does feel good, you know, as you're moving these stones, that clinking sound, and as you knock your opponent's pieces off, you know, when I do that, it just feels good to see them go off the table. It's also really easy to see. You know, the whole thing isn't that big of a game. It fits inside the box. You know, this is this inside of the box here. The boards fit here. The stones and rope go there. You know, it fills everything up. But it has a nice high quality look, and in fact, it is high quality. I'm always thrilled when I find a new game like this, a new abstract strategy game that feels different. There's a lot of games where you're trying to get 5 in a row or capture your opponent's pieces. Here you're pushing your opponent's piece off a board by setting it up on another board. So it's really kind of this fascinating movement system because you can pick either one of the 2 boards in front of you to move on. And then your second move is going to be on the other color, whether it's on the same side or the other board. So there's this constant back and forth. I can control one board pretty strongly, but if my pieces are eliminated on my side, that gives me fewer pieces to mess with my opponent. If I have only, let's say, 1 or 2 pieces on one of these boards, then the other board, the opposite board on the other side is safe. My opponent can have more safety there, than knowing that they've eliminated my pieces. This is definitely a game that kind of accelerates. It says 20 minutes in the box, and that's definitely the case, unless of course you start really speeding up, start moving quick, or start really slowing down, I guess, where you start thinking about your moves. And it can be very thoughtful. There isn't millions of moves to make on your turn. Like on your opening turn, you have 16, 17, I think you have like 24, 30 different moves. That seems like a lot. But every time something happens, the moves go down a bit. And you can't move backward. Your opponent knows that. And sometimes there's obvious moves where I'll move my piece here and I'll let you push it off the board. But by you pushing out the board, you've opened yourself up over here. And when you're down to a single piece on a board, that's where it gets really scary, because if that piece gets knocked off, you lose. And so the game kind of focuses in. And if you ever played a game like chess and you're down to the few moves and there's a king and you're like, capture the king with this knight and this rook. That's what basically the whole game of this feels like. It has that same tense feeling of the end game of an abstract strategy game, but it has it throughout the whole game here. This game, like I said, looks like a classic, and it has that feel like, hey, this could have been a game designed a while ago. And not just in how it looks, but in how the game plays. And I think that's pretty neat. I hesitate to throw around the terms instant classic, because games like this, abstract strategy games have a hard time selling. They don't usually sell as many copies as other board games do. But don't let this one fool you. The box itself might not attract everyone who walks by, but this is a really neat two-player game, and it's one that feels fresh and old at the same time, and that's a good thing. Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando, in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower.